I Know What You Did Last Summer is a brand new 2025 film directed by Jennifer Kaytin Robinson. And this is a sequel, not a remake, to I Know What You Did Last Summer from 1997. It is really stupid when they give it the same name, but it is what it is. We are in that era. And this follows the story of another group of teens or young 20-year-olds, which they seem more so, um, who get into a situation in which they get into a accident, and it is similar to the what happens in the 1997 film, but they do change a few things. So it's in this one more of an accident than it was in the last one, because the car ends up kind of like on a slant kind of thing, like almost going off the cliff, and they have an opportunity to save them, but they don't take it, and they get into an argument, and then they get scared, and they want to, like, that whole shenanigan. And then it goes to a year later, and blah blah yada yada yada. We do get, of course, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back in this one, and they're in it enough, in my opinion. A lot of people were saying they were underused, underutilized. I think they were used just fine to my liking, and the new characters are fine enough for me. I mean, I was expecting them to be really bad. So my bar was set so low that they didn't bother me a whole lot. There's this one, I do forget names, so I apologize, but there's this one girl who is a blonde, and she's kind of the main girl. She's very, very ditzy and, like, almost like dumb blonde kind of type, and she does make some very idiotic decisions throughout the film. She's the most insufferable, and the one you don't want on your team the most, I would say. Um, there's a character, sorry, that it stands in for the douchebag of the last one that was played. I forget the name of the actor, but I think his name was Blake, um, who dated Helen in that last film. So there's a character in this film that's very much like him, and he's the most insufferable, I would say. But everybody else is kind of just a caricature of themselves, and horror movie to get slashed, essentially. Are the slashes good? Um, yeah. There's some really good, and then there's some really mediocre, and there's also just some horror scenes that are horrific that are good, and then other horrific scenes that are just mediocre. So I did end up giving this one a 2.5 out of 5, which the original I gave a 4 out of 5. This holds rewatch value. I definitely want to experience it again, and get more out of it, and maybe it'll go up. It is so self aware, and it has so much fun with itself that it's so enjoyable for that reason. Obviously, it hits all the nostalgia buttons, and there is stuff that they wink and nod at the first film. Clearly, you're gonna get that for sure. But everybody knows the film they're in, so there's nothing, you know, it's not trying to achieve anything that it can't, and it also doesn't want to. You know what I mean? The director wanted to go in a specific direction, and she did, but also having that self-aware um, tone to the movie, and I think she did a fine job with it. Just, it's a fine slasher film. It's a fine horror film that gives a lot of 90s throwback. This is going to split audiences, so I will say that. There is more cameos other than Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love. I won't say who, but watch the film and do stay for the end credits because there is a mid-credit scene. So you don't want to miss that. And like I said, it's a fun film, and it's not trying to be anything that it doesn't want to be, but it will have some twists in it and things going on that will divide audiences in either hating it or thinking it's the stupidest decision in the world. And I was I was in the middle, really. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. I just thought I did think, yeah, people are probably gonna not like certain things, but it's also not such a favorite film of mine or a favorite franchise of mine that I care so much. If it was something in a franchise that I liked a lot more, maybe I would feel different. But for this one, it just is what it is. And the characters, the new ones I'm talking about, are so are the two, Julie and Ray. They're also very self-aware, but the new characters are very self-aware and know exactly what kind of film they're in, and that's what makes it good. So I do recommend watching it. It's a fun time. Stream it for sure, if whenever. I'm pretty sure it's streaming now. And yeah, check it out when you can. And that's all I really got on it. I don't want to give too many spoilers for people who haven't seen it, because it is a cool experience, especially if you have nostalgia for the first film. So go check it out somewhere. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.